So I went to look around the British car journey, the Great British Car Journey, to the new museum up in Derbyshire. I thought I'd go and have a look. They've only been open 5 weeks, but I thought I'd go and see what it was all about. And lots of interesting cars. Just here we've got a selection of Austin 7s, which is before my time, but nice cars. I know my father used to have one, Morris Minor. A little swallow on the top of that grille. There's an Austin swallow. Then you've got various Morris Minors and this very nice Land Rover Series 1. I think it's a 1949 model. And someone in our family used to own one of these, and so it takes me back to my childhood really. Just such iconic design. Simple and designed to do a job which it did very well. Yeah, it's just I'd love to buy one of these myself, but they're well out of my price range now. These are worth big money even in this condition. I mean, this is in very good condition. It's just the paintwork's a bit got what they call a patina to it, but yeah, the inside, the controls. I mean, it's just love everything about the Land Rovers, the old series ones. Then we've got Morris Minors, which we had a few of when I was a kid, so these have memories for me as well. This lilac coloured one is it's called the Minor Million, which is what that badge was, because they made a special edition one to celebrate 1 million Morris Minors being built, and in that lilac colour. And there it is reflected in a Morris Minor Traveller. Yeah, there it is. It's a very nice colour, but they didn't make very many of those, but this museum's got 2 of them, so how they managed to get 2 I don't know, they're very rare. But there's a Land Rover again. It's an early model with the headlights behind the grille, and it just looks amazing from every angle. It's a beautiful car. And we've got a Woody car. Do you know what that Woody one is? I think it might be a Ford, but there's a Ford. The green car is definitely a Ford, and there's a grey Austin A35. Yeah, I might have got that wrong about the Woody, but old cars aren't really my thing that old, but that's an Austin 7, I'm pretty sure, with a vintage caravan. So that's a Hillman Minx Californian special model they did to export to the States, and that's an Austin Atlantic, Austin A90 Atlantic I think, which was again to export to the States, with a very nice interior. Didn't sell particularly well, I don't think. This is the standard Vanguard. My father used to have a dinky model of that. That's a standard Pennant, I think, the grey car, and this thing is an ugly old Van Plas Princess or something. But yeah, really good selection of cars they've got there, and it's really worth a visit. Little Frog Eye Sprite. Yeah, it's a standard Pennant, that one, which is quite interesting, and that's a really nice looking car from the back. Looks very American. That's the Vanguard. This is a Morris Ital, which is basically a rehashed up Morris Marina. They took the Morris Marina and tried to update it with the Ital, and it didn't really work very well. Wasn't fooling anybody because it still was Morris Marina, very obviously. Got a Scimitar there and a Jaguar. Yeah, there's the Ital there, the blue car. And then we've got a Spitfire, obviously. Most people know what that is. That's the Ital from the back. Very much a Morris Marina with big chunky bumpers stuck on it. That's a Triumph Toledo, I think, maybe. So I know most things about cars, but I'm not perfect. But that's an Austin 1300 GT with the stylish wheels and the sporty steering wheel. My aunt used to have one of those, but well, the basic one, not the 1300, the 1100. That's the 1100 there. I love these period posters they had around the museum as well. And there's a various selection of classic minis as well, the 1960s. Well, that one certainly is. That's just really beautiful as well. I love the style of the Woody estate. Mini Countryman it's called. Really old Mini, and then a Mini from 1989, that's the Mini 30. There's the 1300 GT again with the matching poster. Says it was quick, but I bet it's not quick by today's standards, I shouldn't think. And we've got period posters of the Mini Countryman. and the old Mini, which was originally called the Austin 7. And yeah, it's really nice to put the posters up because it adds something to the display. That's the Countryman from the front. Truck GT6, always wanted to buy one of those, but never really found one in my price range. And we got some Roots Group cars. There's Hillman's here. I think that's well, there's a Hillman Imp, might be a Singer. Hillman, Singer, all the same family of cars. That's a Hillman Husky, which is the estate version of the Hillman Imp. And I remember someone having one of those in their garden, which we used to play in. Very stylish looking car. Yeah, we've got another selection of cars. So, yeah, definitely that might be something rapier, that one on the left, but that's definitely a Hillman Avenger. And yeah, again, it's memories, because I know one of the teachers at our old school when I was a kid used to have one of those in brown. The hockey stick rear lights are very sort of very much of the 70s. That's what they call a Land Club. I think it's called a Morris 1800. This is a Gilbert Invader, which is a Welsh built car, which is why it's got a dragon badge on the front. That's the only car they ever made in Wales. Just an old Jaguar. And the Reliant Scimitar, that's another car I drove period. We had a Reliant Scimitar for a bit. Austin Princess. Very nice car. I've always liked those. Really wanted one, but I never liked the Maxi very much. Nice inside, quite comfortable, I believe, but the styling always looked a bit wonky and a bit strange. Then we have a Vauxhall Cavalier hatchback. I had one of those, and a Ford Sierra, which I also had. I had a Sierra as well. Well, I had 3 Sierras in total, and yeah, I had a Vauxhall Cavalier hatchback. Mine was a D-Reg, I think. 1987, that's quite an early one, this one here. It's quite an early Sierra as well, that would be, what would that be, 1985. And going along from the Sierra, we've got a Vauxhall Astra Mark 1, which you just don't see these days at all. A Mark 3 Ford Escort, which I never had one of those, but quite nice. And an Astra Mark 2, and a Ford Capri, which is the injection model. I had a basic 1.6 laser, but that's the injection, which is the one to have with a big engine. And a Mark 1 Granada, which is similar to the Type, and I believe the same colour as the one they used in the Sweeney. It's a GXL, this one, and it's just so 70s. It just, everything about this car just screams the 1970s completely. Look at that interior. It's an amazing car. It's just like a little time capsule. I remember when these were everywhere, all over the place, being used as taxis and executive company cars, and all gone now. That's a Fiesta XI2 convertible, I believe, called the Fiesta Fly or something, but never seen one like that. That's a Vauxhall Chevette. Again, very rare these days. This is a Mark 1 Cortina Estate. Very nice looking cars, but again, very rare these days. All these cars are in really good condition as well, really stunning. Mark 1 Transit Camper. That's just really nice as well. The old Transits, can't beat them. An old TR7 convertible. Another Astra Mark 1. And then we've got the Triumph Acclaim. My mother had one of those, and not a bad car. There's the Capri injection from the back. And here we have a selection of Austin Allegros, a basic one, the Vanden Plus one with a very ugly, strange looking grille on the front. Hideous. Not quite as hideous as this estate version of the Austin Allegro. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed that. It looks like a hearse, it looks awful. But very 70s. That's its predecessor, which is a Austin 1300 Estate. And a Princess again, which I really like the styling of the Princess, so I think it's a really good looking car even now. I would like to get one. I won't, probably now, but MGB. Yeah, I nearly bought an Austin Ambassador, which was the follow-up to the Princess. It was a bit too far gone. But there's a Metro there. That's the original first design of Metro, the period poster. Metro never really appealed to me, but It's funny how they can consider classic cars now. That's definitely a classic car. That's an SD1 Rover with a V8 engine. That's a car I really would like, the SD1. Not so much that. Rover 200's variously early and later one. Fiesta XR2 and the Ford Cortina Mark V. All these cars were all over the place in the 70s and 80s, but sadly never seen now. Big old Rolls Royce. What classic look. And there's a MG Maestro and a Ford Mondeo, which is funny to think that's a classic car, but yeah, we've got this DMC DeLorean here, very famous from the Back to the Future films, but a very nice looking car in its own right, really. Looks really cool. The gold wing doors and the Back to the Future poster up there, but it had a Renault engine in it, which you can see it wasn't the engine they designed it to have. I think it was designed to have something much more powerful than that, but there's the Renault engine underneath the deck lid there. And then inside the gold wing doors you've got the interior, which is very much of its time, but actually looks quite cosy and comfortable. Actually, it looks quite nice. I believe they fall apart quite a lot, but it's amazing so many have survived. There's the VIN plate, manufactured by DLRM Motor Cars Limited. Yeah, there's a Lotus Esprit and a McLaren, which is in there as an example of cars that are still built today. They still build McLarens in the UK. Don't know why I filmed. I just filmed this because it's got to put the tiger in a tank. Put a tiger in your tank. It's a classic window sticker that was found in common in cars a lot during the 60s. There's Marina. Thanks for watching.